This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to a new YouTube video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today, I actually want to share with you guys a recent road trip that I did. So me and a few friends, Brian and Silas, we went out to Colorado and parts of Utah for about 4 days. And I decided to bring along the brand new Kodak Gold in 120. Now this is my first time shooting this film. I was pretty excited when they released it. I am a big fan of Kodak Gold for 35mm. So when they released it for 120, obviously very excited to try that out. I brought along about 10 rolls on that trip. Shot probably about 6 of those rolls, and I just got the scans back, so I thought I would share with you guys my thoughts and impressions on the actual scans and overall what it was like shooting the film. And so first and foremost, the trip, we went kind of everywhere on this road trip. We went to Aspen, Colorado, we went to Moab, Utah, and we also went to a really cool sand dune national park area in southeastern Colorado. So we kind of covered the whole state in about 4 days. It was a lot of fun, mainly just to hang out and relax, but I did bring along my Mamiya 7 II, as well as a new camera that I picked up, the Fuji GA645, which is a medium format point and shoot. More on that later. So first and foremost, my thoughts on this film. Now, as I said, I really love shooting Kodak Gold in 35mm, so I knew that I was going to like this stock quite a bit, especially on medium format. I shoot that a lot more than 35mm anyways. And overall, I think the film honestly held up really well. I was pretty impressed. I really like how all the colors look. Obviously it has that kind of classic gold tint to a lot of the images, which kind of make them distinctly Kodak Gold in my opinion. Yeah, and overall just really happy with how it looks. I think Kodak Gold in general always looks better in midday with kind of harsher sunlight. I did notice a few times where I didn't expose properly. This film didn't really work too well for those situations. I'm used to Kodak portrait stocks, which obviously are a lot more forgiving when it comes to the latitude of underexposing or overexposing your shots. So I learned that pretty quickly once I got the scans back, that this isn't really a film stock that you can do that with too much. There's not as much latitude in my experience, at least, versus some of the other Kodak stocks that are available. Now with this road trip, I really wanted to kind of capture a variety of different locations and places, colors and textures, and I think I did a fairly good job of that. It kind of allowed me to actually have an opinion on kind of how this stock is performing. Obviously, I haven't shot nearly as much as I would like to just yet. I'm definitely going to be picking up a few more rolls and shooting that through my camera just to kind of get a better idea of what this film stock is actually capable of. But on this road trip specifically, I think it performed really well. We shot a lot of really like cloudy but sunny scenes at the same time, very distinctly Colorado. There's usually a little bit of kind of high cloud coverage with some sun in the scene as well. And it performed really well with that, especially in the desert, kind of these like big open plains. I think Kodak Gold does a great job of really kind of warming up the scene, make it feel really just warm, inviting. And I really like how those ones turned out. We also actually took a gondola up to the top of the mountain in Aspen, and we shot a few photos up there. I thought those turned out really nice as well. It was a really bright day, but I shot Kodak Gold metered at 200, and it turned out really nice. Really happy with it. Definitely my favorite stop of the trip was when we went to Moab. Now, I haven't been to Moab in several years. I actually used to live in Utah, and I'd go down there all the time when I lived there, but since moving away, I haven't been back there in probably at least 3 years. So it's great to be back. For those of you who don't know where Moab is, it's a beautiful kind of really rocky area in southern Utah. It's where a lot of the national parks are, and it's a beautiful area. We woke up for sunrise one morning at this really beautiful overlook, and this is where I shot some of my favorite photos of the trip. I shot actually as well some Kodak Portra 400, which I'm going to include just to show you guys the differences between Kodak Gold and Kodak Portra 400. And I think the differences are fairly negligible in this specific scene, but I think when you look at a more entire body of work versus just specifically one single landscape, you start to see the differences quite a bit more. For me, I personally like the colors of Portra a lot more than Kodak Gold in 120, if I'm being honest. I love shooting it on my point and shoot for some reason, just because I feel like it feels very timeless, and the stock is usually pretty cheap and easy to get. When it comes to medium format, I am usually trying to shoot a bit more polished work, something where I'm actually taking the time to figure out what I want to shoot, not just kind of rapid firing. And for me, I'll always gravitate towards Portra 400, Portra 800, somewhere in that ballpark versus a Kodak Gold. Now, it's not going to necessarily stop me from shooting Kodak Gold from time to time. I just wanted to be honest that it's not my absolute favorite stock. I'm definitely still going to be picking the portrait stocks for the most part over this, but I do think it's a really nice and enjoyable stock to use. I think the spot on the road trip where this stock shined the most was definitely a place called Garden of the Gods, which is a beautiful area outside of Colorado Springs. And we decided to walk around there for an afternoon, shot several rolls, and I really feel like these photos allow you to kind of see why Kodak Gold shines in certain situations, especially when it's bright, when it's sunny. It just feels really natural and it looks great. And I think this scene specifically really allowed kind of Kodak Gold to do what it does best, which is just really warm it up, make it feel really timeless. And I thought these photos turned out really great. So overall, I am very happy with my first experience with Kodak Gold. I think I'm definitely going to be shooting this from time to time. As I said, it's probably not going to be replacing what I shoot mainly, which is Portra 400. And I just really like that stock. I feel like it fits the color palette of what I like to shoot. So when I pick up my camera and I pick up a stock, it's most likely going to be Portra versus Kodak Gold. Just me being honest, but I really do love this stock. I'm really impressed. It looks great, and overall just super happy that Kodak is making new film. I think we should all be excited about that. It's not going away. If anything, hopefully it's getting bigger. It's reaching more people. Everyone's getting excited about film photography, and I think this is a very positive thing all around. Now, if you guys want to see any of the photos on my website that were in this video, I'll leave a link down below in the description. Now, obviously that website is made with Squarespace, which is today's sponsor. Now, if you guys are looking to make a custom website from scratch without all the coding or hassles or really anything that comes with making a website from scratch, Squarespace, in my opinion, as you guys know, is by far the best choice out there, I think, to make any sort of website, especially if you're a creative individual, someone who is trying to sell products, just have a really beautiful landing page for people to find where you're at on the internet. Squarespace is the best for that by far. And if you guys want to check out Squarespace for yourself, there'll be a link down in the description where you can receive 10% off your first website or domain purchase. Make sure to check out all the different templates that they have available. I'm actually in the process of redoing my website right now. It's so easy. I don't even really need help. I can just kind of drag and drop, click different templates, change text, all that stuff. Very simple, very easy to use, straightforward, and I can't recommend it enough. So thanks as always to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.